Roger, Darren, and Marilyn on CHUM FM. Adam Lambert, our special guest in the studio with us this morning, Roger, Darren, and Marilyn. And Adam, the finale that you were on was watched by 28 million people. Wow. 10 million more than watched the Grammy Awards last year.
Wow. It's amazing.
Describe that moment when you're standing on stage and the decision has yet to be made.
That final finale moment. I grabbed onto Chris. Chris and I were roommates. We're good friends. I was a big believer in his talent, and likewise, we got along great. There was no animosity. The competition was more about competing with yourself and doing your personal best. So we had kind of gone into that saying, well, whatever happens, we made it this far. For me, it was never about a title. It was about just getting as much out of the show as possible and being on as long as possible to get as many opportunities to sing. And that's what happened. And, I didn't know which way it was going to go. I really thought, I think it's a real toss-up at this point. Because different fan bases from contestants that had been voted off the weeks prior kind of would go to one of the two of us. And it was a total toss-up. And I think we both gave it our best.
Well, you certainly don't have to win to have a successful career.
No, and I knew that based on the past years. I said, as long as I can get the chance to get a record deal, I'm thrilled.
Yeah. People who normally did not like Idol or were negative against it because of you, they started loving it because of you.
That's nice.
Rolling Stone loves you. Rolling Stone magazine loves you.
They're very supportive.
And it was, when it came to the big stars that, who's Adam going to sing with, it was really, who wants to sing with Adam? You know what I'm saying? It was like, and so, just personally speaking, seeing you sing with Kiss, I went, go, baby, go.
That was a trip. That was a real trip.
Tell us about that.
Well, it's funny, and my confession is I was never a huge Kiss fan. I hate to say it. I mean, I knew who they were. I loved that they dressed up. I mean, I can totally appreciate the costumes. I mean, the rhinestones was really what I appreciated about Kiss. And then I started listening when I was told that they were going to perform together with me. I said, okay, what do they want to do? And they gave me a CD of the little medley that they wanted to do. And I thought, oh yeah, I have heard these songs before. These are great. These are great rock and roll songs. And I kind of was kicking myself that I wasn't more up on Kiss music. So I did my research and I learned a lot about them and met with everybody and I had a blast. And I got to wear glitter platform boots.
No, you look great up there.
So hey.
What about the rumors about you maybe touring with Queen, or would ever be a possibility? That
was so funny. That was such a great game of telephone with the media. I performed with them. That was huge for me because Queen I definitely know.
Yes.
Huge Freddie Mercury fan. And when Brian May and Roger Taylor were on stage with Chris and I singing "We Are the Champions," I thought this is a moment that I will never forget. And Brian May was really elegant and positive, and he just had the nicest things to say. And the extent of any rumor of us working together, or me being the nude lead singer, or whatever that rumor was, hey man, we should work together sometime.
I see.
So it was like there's definite interest, there was mutual respect, and then therefore a rumor.
You'd be such a good fit.
It would be fun, wouldn't it? It would be great.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So now you're touring, talking to the media about this album. Tell us a little bit about of course you sound great on this album.
Thank you.
From top to bottom. But how much have you written of this? What did you do for this?
It was great. Right, the month before the Idols went on the summer tour, I had time to work with producers and writers and worked on a handful of tracks. The two tracks that made it onto the standard edition of the album that I wrote are Strut and Broken Open. And also Aftermath. These are songs I wrote with different writers, and it was really great for me to be able to put my own voice, my own words, my own melodies into these songs and work as a team.
And great to be writing with those people because you would learn a lot from them.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, Strut was written with Cara DioGuardi from the show.
Yeah. And didn't you work with Ryan Tedder as well from...
I didn't write with him. He wrote some of the songs on there. He's fantastic. Okay. But whether or not I wrote on the song or not, working with all these producers was all a learning experience. Linda Perry's amazing. Max Martin's amazing.
You had all the big names.
Lady Gaga, incredible. I'm a huge fan. I couldn't believe I got to spend the day in the studio with her.
What was that like?
It was nuts.
Tell us about it.
It was nuts.
I would think you two would have a lot in common because of the respect for theatrics.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think we're kind of cut from the same school, and she's basically a club kid, and I experienced many years of the same thing on my coast, and she was New York, and I'm LA, and she's a little younger than I am, so I've been doing it for a minute, but she was amazing. She came in full costume, which was a treat for me.
What was she wearing? Was it lace over her face or what?
Not that full.
Okay.
She came in like a trench coat, took it off, and was wearing just a bra. A see-through skirt, fishnets, G-string, and stripper boots.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, honey, get it. And we had like a little listening party. She showed me some new tracks that were about to come out for her new Fame Monster album, and I showed her some of the demos that we were working on for the album. We ordered some whiskey and started recording the song.
Together.
That's very rock and roll.
Great.
Are you going to do any more? Are you going to go back to Broadway at some point? Is that something you have
I don't know. I think right now I did a lot of theater for a lot of years, and I did the Broadway production of Wicked. I didn't actually do it on Broadway in New York, but I did it in Los Angeles, and the touring production, which actually started here in Toronto. So I spent 3 months here a couple years back.
You should have called.
I know, right?
We would have made things happen a lot
Did you have a crystal ball? Maybe you could have told me what was about to. I don't know, because I didn't have any idea.
I feel that close to fame just because you said that. That's great.
So it's been quite a journey, and I just can't believe it.
I don't think you have to do. I don't think you have to go back to Broadway because you can do this, as Lady Gaga proves. You can do it on stage.
I think my first mission is to kind of like do my thing and assert myself as my own creative being. I think one of the things about theater that's so great is that you're getting to perform every night for a live audience, and it's a great job. I supported myself that way, and the people that are involved in that community are incredible. I have the best friends from the shows that I did. But I wanted to be able to kind of create my own art and call my own shots and not be told where to stand or what to do. I wanted to be able to come up with it myself.
Adam Lambert, very nice to talk to you.
So nice
Thank
to talk to you.
For such a, you're young in your career, you just started out, but you've got so much to say, so much knowledge, so much enthusiasm.
I'm a blabbermouth. You just say it.
You're very interesting. It's wonderful to talk to you.
This is great too, and I've heard this a lot. We have artists come and go, but I tell you, I know you're really good to your fans. Are there anything that you want to say to your fans right now that are listening?
I appreciate the passion so much. My fan base is they're so enthusiastic and they're so dedicated, and I'm very, very fortunate. If it weren't for this fan base, I don't think I would be this far along in my career right now.
I think they get that you're very genuine, as we can see this morning, very down to earth and real. So
keep it real, bro. Keep it real.
Adam, Stephanie over here was at the show when the Idols Live came through.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was one of the best concerts. Seriously, the sound was incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Really, really good, and you were my favorite.
Thank you.
Seriously, no joke.
That was a fun set that I got to do. Opening the show every night with Led Zeppelin.
It was awesome.
That's going to put you in the mood,
All right.
Well, you'll be back in this CTV complex later today because you'll be on Much On Demand this afternoon at 5 o'clock. So everybody can see you there. And thanks very much for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Adam Lambert, 8:37. Here's Bob.
And the day came.